Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another week. April 27th is a Monday, so you'll be getting this today, maybe tomorrow, Tuesday. And we're going to do 11.7 and 11.8. You have the option of doing all the problems on the homework page or doing the problems that I give you at the end of this video. And also another option. So wait until the end and I'll tell you what that is. I'm going to give you something at the end of each of the sections. So first of all, section 11.7, and then I'll do 11.8 here in just a few moments. All right, 11.7 is surface area and volume of a cone. So if I look at number 4, and it is a cone, and this is what it looks like, and it has a diameter on it and a right angle coming from the top. The diameter is 11 centimeters and the slant is a 7.2 centimeters. I don't know the height, but I do know the slant is a 7.2 centimeters. Now, here is the formula. So the formula for surface area of a cone is pi r squared plus pi r L. L is the slant height of a of a cone, excuse me. So the 7.2 is my L, not the perpendicular line, okay? So all we got to do is figure this out. Now you should notice something about this. The pi r squared is the area of a circle, and pi r L is close to that, but now you just fill everything in. So the surface area, number 4, is pi times the radius, which in this case is 5.5, half of 11. The diameter is 11, so the radius is 5.5, squared, plus pi again times the radius, 5.5, times the slant height, 7.2. Okay, so I put parentheses around there just to make sure nothing's running together. All right, so now we're going to use our calculator. So get your calculators out. And we're going to do the first part here. You need to do exponents before you do multiplication. So 5.5 squared is 30.25. Times pi on my calculator. You can use 3.14 if you want to. So the surface area begins to be 95.03. We'll just round to the hundredths or the tenth, I don't care. Plus whatever this second part is. All right, so we do these separately. Otherwise, your calculator might not do it in the correct order. And you being smart math students know you need to do it separately. So I'm going to take, this is all multiplication, so it doesn't matter what order you do it in, pi times 5.5 times 7.2. And that comes out to 124.41 if you round it. Now add those two together, plus 95.03, and I get 219.44 centimeters squared. Now remember, this is surface area, squared. How many square units will fit over the surface of that cone? And that includes the base, the circle. That's why you have to do the pi r squared at the beginning. You still have to have the bottom of it, which is a surface area of a circle. Okay, now, the next thing is the volume. So let's do volume. I'm going to do, let me pick a problem here. Let's do number 8. Now, one thing I want to mention here is, in all these formulas up here, you have the S is a variable, the R is a variable, and L is a variable. So there's 3 variables there. You should be able to figure out any of those variables with whatever's missing. In this problem number 4, S is missing. It wants the surface area. Sometimes it'll give you the surface area and you got to find the radius. So you'll have to figure all that stuff out somehow. So just be prepared for that, but I'll give you the easier problems to do, and there'll just be a few of them. All right. Number 8, volume. So just like volumes of pyramids, prisms had a normal volume formula, and then you got to pyramids, and that you had to take 1/3 of it. So again, volume is 1/3 the area of your base times the height of your cone. So it looks very familiar. The formulas are all the same, except all these things mean something different. So on number 8 here, it has a weird looking cone. So it has a right angle right here. And let's see here. The radius is 1 meter, and the height is 2 meters. And this is called, well, it doesn't matter, right cone, but it doesn't really matter. So it does give you the height there. Remember, this is your height and not your slant. But in this case, the height and the slant happen to be the same thing. All right, so let's fill this out. What does the volume mean? Well, the area of the base is a circle. So again, you need pi r squared. That's the area of your circle. And then the height of your cone, which would be the altitude. And remember, an altitude is the 90-degree angle line. Okay, so let's figure it out. So 1/3 times pi times the radius is going to be 1 squared, and the height is 2. So not too bad. So 1 squared is just 1. Remember, you have to do that exponent first, but 1 times 1 is just 1. So we can just multiply across here. Do the 1/3 last. So 1 times pi times 1 times 2, and then divide by 3. So pi times 1 times 2 divided by 3. And always do that divided by 3 last. It just makes it easier on your calculator. And then your answer is 2.09. And this is meters cubed. Remember, this is volume. Surface area is squared and volume is cubed. How many cubes will fit into that cone? All right, so that's surface area and volume of a cone. Now, you can do the numbers that are on the homework sheet. You can do, which is all 3 through 14, or you can do 3, 5, 7, and 9, or you can take a picture of a cone and find the surface area and the volume of just that one cone, if you can find such a thing in your house, which would be great. That'd be cool. I love the pictures. You guys are doing a great job. So now let's look at 11.8. So you had 3 options of homework for both of these. So 11.8. All right, so we are going to add a page here and go to the second page, and this will be 11.8. 11.8 is about surface area and volume of a sphere, a ball. Okay, so I actually have a globe in my office. I could do that. I have a basketball, a baseball, softball. You could do all of that. Now it's kind of hard to find the radius of those things, but you ought to be able to take a string, wrap it around it, then take the string off, measure what that is, and that's your circumference. And you should be able to back it off and get the radius, because you need the radius to do these. All right, so let's talk about the formula for the surface area of a sphere. So the surface area of a sphere is 4 times pi r squared. So you have pi r squared, which is the area of a circle, times 4. That's all it is. The area of a circle times 4 will give you the surface area of a ball. The volume of a sphere is going to be 4/3 pi r cubed. And again, I would save the divided by 3 for the last. So you could look at this formula as 4 times pi times r cubed, and then divided by 3. That says the exact same thing. So that may help you to do your calculations on your calculator without making mistakes. The other thing I want to tell you is, remember that you have surface area. Area is always squared, and volume is always cubed. And in this volume, you're dividing by 3 as well. So volume, you have your 3's, and surface area, you have your 2. Just something to help you remember what it is. You're not being tested. There's no quiz. There's no exam. Don't worry about it. But that should help you understand that. Remember, surface area has how many squares fit on an object, and cubes mean how many cubes will fit inside an object. All right, so let's go ahead and do some problems here. Let me pick a couple here. So let's see here. Number 4. So number 4 is a sphere. I didn't draw that very well. Okay. And the center is there, and it's drawn, the radius is drawn out, and it's 7.5 centimeters. Great. Let's do the surface area of this ball. All right, so surface area again is 4 times pi times the radius squared, 7.5 squared. So do your exponents first, so you need to do 7.5 squared first. And then that's going to be 56.25 times pi times 4. Don't forget, you always have to do your exponents first. So that's 706 we'll just do tenths on this one. Centimeters, it's surface area, so it's centimeters squared. So that's how many squares will fit around that object. All right, let's do a volume. And let's do I'll do number 16. Tired of doing all the very easy ones. So the volume, again, I'm going to use this bottom formula. That's how I always do it. 4 times pi times the radius. So what is the picture here? It is a ball, and it gives the diameter to be 14 feet. Okay, so 4 times pi times the radius in this case is 7. You got to cube it, and then you divide by 3. Again, we're going to work this backwards. We're going to do the cube first, and then we're going to do pi times 4, and then we're going to divide by 3. So if you do 7 cubed, 7 times 7 times 7, that's 343, times pi times 4, and then hit equals. Don't hit the divide button yet. That's 4,310.265. Now divide by 3. Don't forget to divide by 3. And so your answer then is 1,436.8 cubic centimeters. Oh, I'm sorry, cubic feet. All right, so cubic feet. All right, 1,436.8 cubic feet. All right, so again, you can do the homework on all the problems 3 to 22 on 11.8, or you can do these problems 3, 5, 13, and 15. So let me write all this down just to remind you what this is. Let me move this up a little bit. So on 11.7, you had possibility of doing all the problems, which is page 645, and that would be 3 to 14. Or you can do problems 3 through 9 odds. Or you can take a picture of a cone and find surface area and volume. In 11.8, the problems are page 652, 3 to 22, or you can do problems 3, 5, 13, and 15. Or a pick of a ball and find the surface area and volume. So pretty simple. If you do the picture, there's less work to do, and it's more applicable. So hopefully you do the pictures. I love the pictures. If you want to just do the homework on the homework page, that's fine too. All right, if you have questions, you need to give those to me by noon on Wednesday. I'll talk to you later. See ya.